So we have a flyer going. It's November the 11th, 2023. I guess it's nice out. It's cold enough I have to wear the jacket, but we're getting yard cleaned up. We have all of that to deal with. Most of this stuff just needs to be relocated to the storage building. That needs to be cleaned out. It's just a whole bunch to deal with, and it's going to get done eventually. And then get stuff in this side of the garage cleaned up. I have all these fans and things. And I have even more fans back there, and this is all from when I did my 1,000 subscriber special. Or at least tried to. I didn't realize filming 60 fans is very hard. So I only got through 50 to 25% of my collection, and just filming the small stuff is just was just like one part of it. The big stuff might be easier. I have piles of stuff here. I want to get this garage cleaned out. I want to get all this stuff moved. I want to get this stuff put back upstairs. Once all these fans are out of here, this garage is going to be a lot cleaner, and I can start moving some of that stuff inside. And it's doing okay, I guess. Got the Halloweenist stuff down. Up here it's a mess. It's a mess and a half, and I have to still try to put fans away. It's toasty up here, I think. It says it's 62. Nice startup sound. But got a lot to do up here. This whole pile here is fans that need cleaned, and I've actually gotten more fans recently that have been added onto this pile. So my goal is to get some of these done shortly and just start getting fans cleaned and then put in the storage. The quicker I can get that done, once again, more room. It's just kind of crazy. You have all this stuff over here, all that stuff back there. There's a boombox here that needs fixed. I want to put a shelf here to put ceiling fan stuff on. I'm not sure. We're gonna get there at some point. And the pile of boxes back there has gotten kind of big, so I was gonna use it for insulation up here, but found out it's not nearly a good idea because of it's kind of flammable, so that's an issue. So we'll get some of this stuff done. We just have to wait. I didn't even bother filming the Halloween decorations this year because it wasn't really anything special. It was literally the same as last year, which I don't even know if I filmed last year. I got this area cleaned out with the weed whacker, and then the weed whacker died right here for some reason, so I don't feel like bothering with that. And then this is all going to still have to be mowed, and it's going to be the last mow of the year, so I'm going to film that. And I'm thinking the 2002 Super Recycler, since that's all I have out right now. I might do the 2019. It's in the shed. I got to get the shed cleaned out anyway, so all of that stuff there. Might do the neighbor's yard. Just the leaves that they have there on the front. Mulch shows up for them. And then each winter I go through the garden here with the weed eater and just whack everything down. I did right over here past the air conditioner. That stuff there I'm not going to mess with. I might anyway, just to keep animals from nesting there. They can go nestle in those trees. And then I don't clean out this stuff over here. And I might. There's a rose bush here that I don't want to deal with. These bushes here should probably be trimmed up before the end of the season, so next season they don't grow even bigger, and then when I trim them they're gonna look dead. So that's something I have to deal with. And then this whole flower bed over here has just looked awful. I still have this area over here, it started to get grass seed in it. I still have to remove the solar lights, but it started to get some grass seed in there, so might let that be, clean that off. This tree's yet to drop its leaves. When it does, I'll mulch them if it hasn't snowed yet. Last year we had snow by the time this tree decided to drop its leaves. And and the front of the house should be ready for Christmas decorations eventually. I'm not sure when or if I'm going to do outdoor decorations this year. I know I didn't last year because when I tested the inflatable snowman, that didn't work, and at the time I was just kind of pissed off about that, and I just didn't really consider going on even more. This is a mess. This whole yard's a mess. So getting all this stuff cleaned up is definitely going to be something I'm looking into doing. Here's a 2019 Super, and I'm going to start piling mowers back up. The Murray's going back there eventually. The Lawn Boy, something I was going to get that fixed, but I'm not sure. There's belts on the floor. That snowblower I'm going to pull out to work on soon. And then I have a whole bunch of wheels I'm just going to start stacking up there that I have right over here. Both of these bicycles are broken, so I have to have a look at that. I might take apart this red one to get that silver one working. And I have all these wheels here, which are going to go back in the shed for storage. And then some of this stuff I'm just going to like sort through and see, is it worth keeping, is it not? Some of this stuff isn't even mine. This machine belongs to my friend. This machine belongs to my friend's neighbor. That mower I'm giving to another neighbor. This is a parts mower for my other Toros and stuff. This thing was given to me by the neighbor, the same neighbor I'm actually giving that unit to. And it has some issues, but it's a really late model plastic, so it should be easy to work on. So I'm going to mess with it at some point. This snowblower is supposed to be my main snowblower that I'm using this year for winter, but it has a lot of engine issues. I actually tried putting a different engine on it, and I found out that engine didn't fit. So I'm a bit disappointed about that. Now, I have like 2 more snowblower engines now that I could use, but I'm not sure. So this Toro back here, the engine on it runs fine, but the bearings that run the propeller are pretty bad. Like, they're all loose and they chatter, and it kind of like stalls out and stuff when you put it in snow. So it doesn't really work the best. Now I have this Toro S200 that I got recently, and I'm actually going to try to get this one working and put the guts from that one that's in the shed into the first S200 I got. So I'll have this S200, which is going to now have, instead of a 3 horsepower Tecumseh, it's going to have a 5 horsepower Tecumseh. I'm going to keep this engine around. It just has that finicky diaphragm carburetor that I just don't like to deal with. And it might change if I just so happen when I buy all of that stuff, I can get a good deal on it and things. This back here is a mess. And then we have this weed eater here, which is my only weed eater. It's a Yamaha. And it just decided to stop working. So we're going to get that. And ceiling fan parts. I picked up a low profile at the Restore, so I'm going to get a video on that. This is a Emerson dehumidifier I was able to save from getting scrapped, so there'll be a video on that. We got the Emerson, a modern GE that had control board issues, but it still has good R22 in it, so I can't get rid of it. Oh, the thin line, of course, which I think I showed that to you. And then this is a Oasis dehumidifier, which there was a rat's nest in it, and then they peed on refrigerant lines, and then it lost its charge of butane. So I can't even use that. So that's going to be something that we're going to mess around with eventually. We have a lot to do. Oh, the zero turn. This was in the shop. We had a nasty October failure with it. So I'm going to make an update video on this, but before, I'm going to show the issue I have here with this tire first before we literally get this thing started and move this out of the garage. I'm going to do a few yard cleanups with it this season before we put it away. Just a lot to work on. So thank you very much for watching, and keep the breeze, and wish me luck, because it's absolutely nasty out here working on all this stuff.